From seeing to understanding, writing the PhD discussion chapter at Daybreak. There's a moment in every morning walk when the light has fully arrived. Not the first glimmers of dawn, but the clear, full brightness of day. It's no longer about discovering what was hidden that happened in the hush of first light. Now, it's about understanding what you're seeing, how everything fits together. What it means is that the same house looks different today than it did yesterday, that the path you've walked every morning carries echoes of insight. This is the discussion chapter, the intellectual sunrise of your dissertation. If the findings chapter was about revealing, the discussion chapter is about interpreting. It is here that you slow down and make sense of what your research uncovered. You look back at the research questions, theoretical framework, and literature and ask, what do my findings tell me? Why do they matter? How do they challenge, affirm, or complicate existing knowledge? What new light do they shed on the issue under study? Just as each kilometer of your morning walk offers a new vantage point on familiar surroundings, the discussion chapter invites you to revisit your data through the lens of critical analysis. You begin to see not just what is there, but what it means, why it matters, and how it fits into the wider world of scholarship and practice. Walking Prompt 1. Connect back to the research questions. Every journey must trace its steps. The discussion chapter begins by walking back to your research questions and asking, how do the findings respond to these questions? What answers are emerging? Are the answers clear, partial, unexpected, or contradictory? This moment is about intellectual accountability. Your walk must loop back to where it began. Walking Prompt 2. Engage deeply with literature. As the world awakens during your walk, you remember earlier voices, conversations, theories, authors that shaped your path. Now you walk beside them, not just behind them. You ask, do my findings confirm, extend, or challenge the literature I reviewed? What scholarly conversations does my work enter, shift, or disrupt? What gaps does it fill? Where does it push back? This is not a repeat of the literature review. This is a dialogue, your findings speaking back to what came before. Walking Prompt 3. Theoretical interpretation. Just as your body moves with rhythm and balance during your walk, theory gives form and coherence to your analysis. Now is the time to show how your chosen theoretical framework helps to interpret your findings. How does theory illuminate what you found? How do your findings reshape or nuance the theory? Are there tensions between what was expected theoretically and what emerged? This is where thought meets motion, where your analytic stride must be steady and strong. Walking Prompt 4. Unpack complexity, contradictions, and nuance. Every walk has uneven pavements, sharp turns, and sudden detours. So too with research. Not everything will be tidy. The discussion chapter is where you hold space for contradiction, uncertainty, and complexity. What contradictions emerged in your data? What possible explanations exist for these? How do they reflect the realities of the context you studied? This is a chapter of honesty and depth, not finality. Walking Prompt 5. Practical and scholarly implications. As you near the end of your walk, the world is fully awake. So must your research speak not only to academic debates, but also to practice, policy, or community transformation. What are the implications of your findings? How might they inform change? What new questions now arise? The discussion chapter walks the bridge between knowing and doing. Closing reflection, the intellect in motion. To write the discussion chapter is to walk not just with your eyes, but with your mind fully engaged. It is the walk of integration where ideas, evidence, theory, and experience meet. It is the chapter that says, I have seen, I have listened, and now I understand, at least in part. Like your dawn walks, It requires patience, rhythm, and presence. But it leads to something greater than discovery. It leads to understanding. And that, in research as in life, is the purpose of the journey. Happy writing!